Well, hello, and welcome to Gallifrey's Most Wanted. I'm Ross Aiken. I'm old too.
And I'm Melvin Pena, and I'm Yoo-hoo.
And we are here for a little mini episode. Well, we had planned to record, and we will when we're done talking about this, King's Demon, but the Children's in Need episode was yesterday or day before?
It was Friday night. Yep.
Friday night. So this is Saturday the 19th or 20th. What is 19th of November. And has Doctor Who, the world of Doctor Who likes a good shit show. I'm not gonna paraphrase that. Of their own devising.
Yes, I was gonna say it doesn't take anything but something new to become the shit show.
It's God for people who
all it has to be is new.
I know. So, well, let's first. What did you think? Let's just talk about the quality of this mini episode and what it's about. Mm-hmm. So basically, the plot is Davros pre-accident ? In a beautiful reconstruction of those uniforms from Genesis of the Daleks. I didn't place them until the video. I was like, are these warlords? Is this War Games? And then, oh no, it's Khalids. And Davros and
Castavillian, I think his name was.
Did you get the joke? A villain.
No, I totally missed that until just. It's excellent.
Because it's celebrity casting. He's someone famous in England. Yeah. I have no idea who he is. But it wasn't. I was watching.
Roy Gill sent me a link to his comedy stuff, which it's on my list to watch.
Okay. I love the British comedian, so that'd be great. But I didn't get it until I was watching Hugh Culture, and Ellie, the woman who does it, was talking about the video, and she went, it's cast a villain. I went, oh my God, how did I not catch that? It's a great gag. It's such a good gag. But he's being Castavillian is trying to think of a name for the Daleks, and he can't figure out a simple anagram. Like, how about that?
I was laughing so hard at that.
Because all I could do, my buddy Ken was over, and I said, it was the word backwards, dumbass. It should have been the first one. No wonder you guys lose to the doctor all the time. You're imbeciles.
I love that he ran through a couple of permutations, and then the third one he was like, he just like couldn't. I do that. And I love that. I pronounce like pho. I'm like, oh.
It was off. Well, what I loved is one. It was Julian Bleach playing Davros, and he is made up to look a little like Michael Wisher's mask. So they make him look like it, but he's walking around, and I like it with all the suggestion. He just goes, no. No, not like he's not even very Dalek-y. It's just kind of like no. Nah. It's hysterical. And then you get to hear Peter Miles's voice. It's a clip from Genesis calling him in. Mm-hmm. And it was great. That was wonderful to hear. Mm-hmm. And then I think we're going to have a problem with 14 is going to have a problem steering the TARDIS more than others because he keeps slamming into walls because if you've seen the trailer, he does it.
Yep.
And so the doctor comes out, he gives him the name, he goes, oh, is this Genesis, is this Daleks? Oh,
I love that too. Yep.
I broke the claw, and he puts a plunger in it. It's a great episode. Mm-hmm. I mean, folks, just watch it. It's 5 minutes. It's absolutely, the production values are wonderful. And this is this is one of those things done on a dime.
Yep. You know, and it was filmed apparently on David Tennant's birthday, which is fun.
Oh my God, I didn't.
I watched the Doctor Who Unleashed, and they were like they sang happy birthday to him as he popped out of the TARDIS on a take, which was hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, shout out to you were mentioning the costume. Shout out to the costume designer. Shout out to the makeup artists. Like the behind the scenes people didn't get any love on the Doctor Who Unleashed, but as you were saying, those Khalid military uniforms were gorgeous. Julian Bleach's makeup, like you say, it evokes sort of Davros, but and you could tell that they sort of like shaded in his eye sockets to sort of
bring really sunk him. Make it look sunken and his bring his cheekbones out.
But the thing is, Julian Bleach is he is a beautiful man. It was revelatory.
I don't know what he looked. That's the first time I've seen him out with makeup. I don't know him for anything else.
And this is what I'm saying is it was revelatory to see his actual face and to be able to do casting that is already in place, but to give give that role to the guy who was already doing it, but it's not. Your standard cat. He's not a model. Which is the danger these days. If you're gonna recast, is to update a character, is to, cast someone who's insanely good looking, which is not to say that Julian Bleach is not a good looking man or a distinctive looking man, but like,
no, it's the CW.
It was amazing
I call it
to see
CW
his actual face.
I call it CW casting.
Yep.
Because I would expect it from a CW show. Everybody in a CW show is freakishly good looking. There are no ugly people.
And I'm super, super glad they did not do that.
No, I think they kept the. So, as this was that, what I have not seen the Unleashed because I don't have access to it. I've seen the clip though, and I think Russell Davies was very, very smart to make a statement.
Agreed.
Because he's going to have the Unleashed, and where he came in, and he straight up said, "This is Davros going forward. Times have changed. It is, as my wife put it when I talked to her, it's making villains handicapped and disfigured, is ableist. Ableist, that's the right word. And is outdated. And he can still be, and he was straightforward, and he's honest, and he wasn't, like, Chibnall would just not discuss it, because it's not your business, I'm the showrunner. And that's another point. Russell Davies is one of the most important television writers in that country. He's in, like, the top 5 in their history.
It's true.
He is that important of a writer. He is also a gay man who had got some grief for we look back at some of his early, there's some problematic things that would not fly in a perfect world. I'm not as offended by them as others because I understand that that's what it was. You can't. I read comics from the 50s and 60s. And I'm all for canceling people who are like horrible people. But sometimes, like, I'm a big Buffy fan, and someone goes, "Well, you did not watch your Buffy." I said, "He's got my money. I'm still going to watch it because he's not the only one who made that show." Sometimes canceling celebrities, like, or TV shows, there are other people living off that. You're hurting other people's pocket. Got to be careful with that. But I do think going forward, you have to take these things into consideration to your audience. And there are a lot of marginalized people who are giant Doctor Who fans because it's an outlet. And if I was a person who had to use a wheelchair, I think it would start to get old. And I get it. And I think cannot remember the actress's name. Ruth
Madeley.
Ruth Madeley. Thank you. She has already played a wheelchair, a character who uses a wheelchair in 6 Doctor audios. I haven't heard her yet. And she's playing a different character. I was hoping she was going to be playing the same character. I really wanted to see. I just would have loved it. The nerd in me wanted it to be the same character.
I get it, Ross.
It's
unreasonable to ask your tea time audience to go listen to Doctor Who audios.
Fuck them. Lean into your addiction. Lean into it. You're not working hard enough.
As much as I would love for Nicola Walker to play Liv Chenka in spin-off TV Doctor Who with Paul McGann that got rumored a couple weeks ago, as much as I would love it.
That's logical because that would draw an audience because she's such a big star over there. And
that's true.
Heck, she's in a show and he's her co-star in it right now.
I know. I haven't watched season 2 yet because I'm still not over watching them kiss in season 1. I'm like, why is Liv kissing the Doctor?
Oh my God, awful! No, I don't want to know that. That's awful.
Sorry for the spoiler. But yeah, no. Ruth Madeley is also she's also part of his rep company, as it were, because she was in Years and Years.
Oh, was she? I can't watch that one. I can't. I know too many people. I was working in a gay theater company during the AIDS epidemic.
It's a sin.
Oh, that's okay. It's a sin. Oh, Years.
They're both hard.
She was in what? Oh, Years and Years. I think when it was coming out, Trump was becoming. I couldn't do it. It was too much.
And for that reason, they're both. And this is the thing, like you were saying, like as a person of Mexican American heritage, like the idea of being othered, or like how people treat you because you look different or because your name has a thing over the N, like. It's an everyday thing. The microaggressions, it never stops. It's every time you leave the house, you have no idea how people who see you are going to treat you. Like, I have nothing but time and respect for RTD, like saying, this is what we're doing going forward. Like, in a Children in Need, in a 5-minute comedy sketch, what more or less amounts to a 5-minute comedy sketch of making a statement of intent that's almost completely in the episode itself, unsaid, it's remarkable. It is brilliant. It's RTD coming out swinging for RTD2. It's him flipping the finger at all the people who were relieved that the Chibnall woke era is over and we can go back to what Doctor Who is supposed to be, whatever that is, in scare quotes. Like RTD, in a 5-minute comedy sketch is like, for me, this is almost as important and impactful as the, what was it, like 10 years ago now, The Night of the Doctor. Like, to have something come out in like 5 minutes tell you exactly what Doctor Who is incredible. It's concision.
Yeah.
And it may seem weird to people for me to compare, The Night of the Doctor with, what is it called? Destination Skaro. But I feel like even though they are...
That's a great name. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like even though despite the, difference in what they're meant to be doing, like that there is, again, a concision in the way that Moffat did Night of the Doctor and in how Russell approached the Children in Need Davros cutaway it's just a remarkable statement of intent for like, here's what we are. If you've never seen this before, here's what we are.
Yeah. I think
it's funny, it's scary, it's like dramatically lit, the costumes are gorgeous, the acting is wonderful, the casting, like how do you have a cast of 3 people and they're all brilliant?
No, it's amazing. It was so fun, and I applaud him for it, and I will keep repeating this, that he made sure that his statement of intent of how he is, where he's going socially and politically with this show. And guess, folks, Doctor Who is always,
always
pretty. If you've never watched the third Doctor Who, you've seen it, because those are very leftist views that Barry Letts is putting out, and Dix is okaying, but Dix wasn't a liberal.
and again, dude, from the perspective I was just talking about, like my perspective as a quote minority. The personal is political. It always has been. The fact that when, they cast someone of color, it's considered woke casting. Like, they make it, the people who hate it make it political because they can't stand seeing people that are not them on screen. Like, they're not the hero all the time. So I'm all about, and again, it was, an Indian actor who played the little Castavillian guy. And again, that matters also.
See, and that's
it's
something
being able to see yourself on screen. It's amazing.
I love it. And it's something I've liked about the BBC is better at it than we are in this country. And Davies very much is there's a colorblind casting in some level, is that you will see interracial couples way more often in British television.
On British TV, yep, absolutely.
Because you're hiring the best person for the role. Whether it be, and I'm a big thing, this thing about, well, they cast Jodie and they freaked out, but there are great characters in film history. I'm a big fan of a very bad movie called Streets of Fire, starring Michael Prey. It's a Walter Hill rock and roll musical. And Amy Madigan's screen debut. The role was written for a 300-pound white man. And she said, I want to play this part, got an audition, and she plays the tough-as-nails former Army mechanic and getaway driver in this show. And it was definitely written for a 300-pound white guy. It was supposed to be a big, fat ex-soldier. And they went with the women. And, there are these things that you change it. Modern Battlestar, Starbucks. I'm sorry. Katie Sackhoff is a far better Starbucks. Yeah.
She's way, she's heads and tails above, what's his
Benedict.
name? Dirk Benedict.
Yeah. But, I mean, his character was written as a cartoon character. Hers was written as a soldier. Yep. But I think this is brilliant. I think it's great. I can't wait to see. He picked the same actor. So the quality of his villainy will be, because he was I was a little nervous when they brought Davros back, because it was like, well, I'd never liked David Gunderson, and that wasn't his fault. That was the mask didn't fit, and Destiny of the Daleks is not one of my favorite Doctors. It looks like episode of Soul Train, 1972, and that was those costumes are racist as hell.
Yep. I did love the braids, though. I think robots with braids is it's a cool look.
Yeah,
and especially when they brought him back for speaking of little cutaways, the Bill introduction scene.
Oh God,
with Capaldi. You loved seeing them though, like just for the reason you were saying it would be great to have an audio companion make the jump. You're just like Movellans. There's.
It's like when the Mackerel came back in Gridlock.
Yep. But when you see him again, there's just a joy and a verve to those uniforms, to those outfits.
Oh no, they were great. They were. It was. I looked at him. Oh, you're kidding me? No way.
As silly and as disco as they are, they're still gorgeous.
God, man, it's like the cast of Starlight Express without the roller skates. Oh my God. I just have, but I think it was ballsy. I think it is. He could have just not done it.
Yep, he could. I mean, it could have just been another one of those things where you bring out the doctor to meet a small child or something like that. It didn't have to be. You didn't have to do this at all.
No, this episode it was done
obviously
very
there's a point.
Yep,
there's a point to everything he does.
And
we know that now because when did he sign up to become showrunner? Like 2 years ago, and now we've got after a year of work, they've got Doctor Who on iPlayer in the most accessible.
It's never been that way. I feel now
sign language, audio description. This is the Davros thing is part of this, making it more accessible, making it going forward. Even the old stuff, we're making it so that more people can experience it, opening it to more.
And he's not saying let's not the old stuff's going away. They're not pulling old Davroses because of it's sensitive. In England, they will put a disclaimer. They'll put the phone book worth of disclaimers where we just kind of go, they're cussing and they're smoking and they may be doing it. That's about the only thing. Which is fine. Yeah, it's fine. Just give people, a disclaimer at the beginning. I don't care. People go, oh, that's annoying. Why? Then don't read it.
And I've even seen people lambasting the choice of sort of comedy music as the background for the short, the Children Need short. I thought it was lovely. It's Murray Gold. Murray Gold is going to do what Murray Gold's going to do, and you're not going to stop it.
It's like telling John Williams not to write a John Williams score. People go,
And I loved it. I love the idea that's the thing that I haven't really seen anybody talk about yet in regards to the short is that the Davros can be funny. The Daleks can be funny. We don't have to be. It doesn't have to be one thing all the time. And I feel with the Magician's Apprentice and the Witch's Familiar, I feel we took Davros to sort of the last new place we could take him in the configuration we had him. It was time for something. It was a time for a new approach.
Yeah, I think they kind of they got it. They leaned into him too much a little bit in Modern Who. I think the pull not to bringing him in until Stolen Earth was brilliant.
Yeah.
And you could have gone years without bringing him back.
And this is the great thing about having him now be just as Julian Bleach is that you can. Oh shoot!
Well, that's my pager. Hold on.
Work calls, folks. We're stuck in late capitalism here, so Ross is doing work even on a Sunday.
Well, no, I work in healthcare. It's that I choose to continue to work in healthcare, and I'm up for promotion. And I was right. The young lady was just read her schedule wrong and wasn't late. I get paid for silly stuff. So, but I mean, I think it's going to be great. We're not getting any Daleks in
Shudi's first series. That's what. That's at least what
I'm way behind on my Doctor Who Monthly, so I've not read the Alan Barnes written comic strip.
I've got to finish that as well.
Which is this? He is freshly regenerated. This episode goes, and then this comic strip.
And then the comic strip
is between us and the Star Beast, which I think is great. You're leading as a comic strip from the same magazine. And
into a comic story.
I'm very excited. Melvin, I think you'll be able to see that on the background. I have my.
Oh, that is beautiful. Oh my God!
It's all the Dave Gibbons in one volume, hardcover.
That is gorgeous.
And recolored.
When is that? When
this
is that? This is
very
published?
old. Oh, let me look. Okay. Let me look. I paid $85. I found it. I'd never heard of it. It was on eBay. It was when IDW had the reprint license. For this stuff, and I don't have as much. I've got all the Titan stuff. This was published in 2011.
Okay.
So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, you could kill somebody with it.
And as since we're talking about Doctor Who comics real quick, it's worth letting people know that for the next, I believe it's 19 days, Humble Bundle, so it's humble.com, I think, or humblebundle.com, has the mega Doctor Who bundle going for 2023. It is literally the entire run of Nick Abadzis 10th Doctor comics plus a bunch of other stuff. But it is the entire 10th Doctor run.
Oh, cool. I've got all
those for $18.
Oh yeah. See, I've got all the Titan stuff in floppies or trades, and I'm downsizing like crazy. because I just in my little nerd cave, I'm get buried in here and no one will
I get it, dude. I get it.
So, but overall, I loved it. I'm excited.
Yep.
Next Saturday, a buddy may come over. I have some trepidation about when stuff will air because Davies has been very adamant to not really give a crap about anybody but the UK right now. And I'm jealous. Yeah. And I'm jealous. But I used to pick on, I'd say to Mark Cockrum, I've talked to Jeff a bunch about it, I can just put Pluto on and watch a random Doctor Who. Doctor Who has always been on because we have reruns. I do not know why there hasn't been a Doctor Who channel over there. I mean, it really makes no damn sense. It's just they're licensing. I mean, and maybe they will be able to take the licensing deal that they did for iPlayer for everything and move it to Disney. Like Disney doesn't have the money. I think if you want to grow the audience, which is why they're dumping it all over there, you need to do that on the international feed too. You really need to give, because there are going to be people that this is going to be their first Doctor Who.
Yep.
And the DVDs are supposedly selling like hotcakes on the internet because there is all of a sudden an interest again.
Yep.
In the old stuff, and our BritBox sucks.
It does. Like,
it's terrible.
Trying to watch King's Demons for this episode, like, you got to scroll through like 20 seasons and then find the episode. Like, you can't. It's not organized by. Even if you organize it by doctor, it'd be a little bit more.
Yeah. I did that. I was too lazy to get up off the sofa in one room and walk into this room to get the DVD. And but it was okay. I was doing other things, and I've seen this thing a lot. I mean, I probably watch it a lot. So when we're done with this, folks, we're going to talk King's Demon. So.
Yes.
All right, folks, this is going to go up relatively quickly, and I hope you enjoy it. And me and Melvin will be back in about 3 weeks' time when the King's Demon will drop. 2 weeks' time, because next week we'll be hand to fear with the amazing Jason Noble from Doctor Who Literature. And you get Melvin 2 episodes in a row after that, because we'll be doing isn't
it Jason Miller?
Jason Miller. No, not Jason Noble. Jason Miller. God damn, man. That's a comic book
I always
artist.
just call him U.S. Jason. It's just
no, but that's a comic book artist that I've not read a comic of in decades. That's where my brain
folks,
is.
don't forget to get on that Humble Bundle. It's up for like 18 more days as of our posting this episode.
That's cool. Do that. That's a great thing. It's digital, doesn't take any space, and you get it's audios and comics, isn't it?
It's that's the thing is like it's audios, it's RPG source books. It's full cast. It is like for $18. It is an insane amount of stuff.
Because Vic, my former co-host, is a big D&D person. I said I would do a Doctor Who role-playing game, but I don't know any people to do it. But
there are tons
maybe
of source books in this.
Yeah, get the source books and get a online Zoom version.
I'll get in on it if y'all want.
Oh man, let's think about that. Let's get 4 or 5 people and someone who's how to run a campaign, because I don't.
But yeah, folks, hope you enjoyed that Children in Need special. It was really, really enjoyable. Like, I laughed. I loved it.
I watched it like 4 times. Yeah, I watched it like 4 times.
I hope the South Asian guy, I hope he comes back, because he was. I love that they can get like that. RTD does comedy. Like, I love it. Like, I'm ready for this new era to be all of the things again.
I think we're going to see a very different art, because he's going to come back, but this is a man who doesn't do the same thing twice. So I'm really looking forward to it.
No, I'm so excited.
All right, folks. Well, thanks for listening. And as next week, you will get Hand to Fear with me and Jason Miller. And then in 2 weeks after that, it'll be me and Melvin with the King's Demon, which we're going to record right now. As always, we look forward to seeing you somewhere in time or space. All right. Yeah!